I'm Jack Nowell, rugby player at Exeter Chiefs, and always bloody injured, unfortunately. But hey, well. Thanks for your questions, guys. Hopefully, I can get through most of them. I have had a little skim over some of them, and I won't. I can tell you now, I won't be answering all of them. All right. So, but here we go. Pete Cole, Slade, Hogg, Karen Dickey, Snog, marry or avoid. I think I'd have to avoid Slade because if I snogged him, his breath would probably burn my face off, or certainly half of it. So yeah, avoid Slade. I would have to. I'll snog Karen Dickey. I've probably snogged him before, to be honest. So it's not a big issue. So if you've done it once, you might as well do it again. And that means I'd have to marry Hoggy. Not a bad one, marrying into a bit of money as well is never a bad thing. Rose, pasty, or Warrens? Neither, mate. Neither. Too mainstream for me. You have to go. You have to go for the little corner shop ones, mate. Homemade, my nan. Calvin, if you've had to give up one of these things, which would it be? Wearing budgie smugglers or building Lego? Neither. I'll die before I give up either of those two. How bad is Ben? How bad is Slade's breath? Genuine, mate. Put it this way: he lives over the other side of Exeter right now, and I live obviously the other side, and I can smell his breath from here. If I open the window, mate, I get like a waft of it in. So I've got diffusers in here. I've got onsen stick, everything. I've got so much stuff. So yeah, probably that bad, to be honest. Handsome Mick, how you doing, man? Good to hear from you again. Do you see your position changing as you age? Your performance waxes and wanes in different aspects of the game, or are you going to try and stay at the wing? Hope your recovery is going well. From Canada, he's a good lad, he is. Mick, I would like to see my position change maybe one day. Some of the wingers nowadays are so quick. I'll still back myself there to do a job and stuff, but obviously the bigger and older you get, potentially I'd like to give centre another good go. And obviously in the back row, I'd love to give back row a good shout, but I don't think that'll ever happen, to be honest. Maybe in games, not in training. Jake Thompson, who would win the fight, Genji or Sinks? Oh, I'd say Genji. Genji's a bit of a hard man, and obviously Sinks has got a potty mouth, and he said. Has Dickey resolved his dog poo issue yet? Definitely not. Again, I don't know what's worse, the smell of his dog poo or Slade's breath. But I have had some firm words with him, and he is getting better, but he still hasn't cut his grass in like 3 years. So, what do you think he would do once your Chiefs contract is up? From Archie. That's a tough one, mate. I've never really thought about it, to be honest. Obviously, I'll do a few bits and bobs now and again. Do you know what I'm really enjoying? I'm really enjoying my work with mustard at the moment, so I'm enjoying doing clothes. But yeah, I'm not too sure yet. Maybe I'd love to live down in Cornwall. I want to retire down there. I want to take my girls down there again, because summertime down there is phenomenal. So growing up on the beaches and stuff, that's pretty much what I've done. So I'd love for those girls to do the same. But yeah, in terms of job wise, I'll have to see how it goes. Why does everyone at Chiefs have savage haircuts? To be honest, mate, I think they're pretty good haircuts. Like, there's actually some normal haircuts in there. There's some out there, mullets, a couple of tails and stuff. But why be boring? Let's just mix it up a little bit. Claire, my recovery is going pretty well, thank you. I think I'm a few more weeks away now. I never thought injuring a big toe / foot would be such a painful experience, but it is. And luckily, I've come back and I'm not walking like Hask, which is a good thing. Best player I've ever played against. Ooh. Maybe someone like I think Charles Peartel. I think we played against him. I've played against him a few times, obviously, but I think it was at Ulster. He scored a pretty good try against us. Stepped me in a lamp box, in a post box. Sorry, is it post box or telephone box? Telephone box, isn't it? telephone box, so he's pretty dangerous, mate. Most painful tattoo. I had my nipple tattooed over. That was probably up there with the worst one. Proudest moment of your rugby career. Before last year, I think I would have said probably winning the Premiership with the club for the first time. But I think last year, with what we achieved and the circumstances of what we've done, with no fans, I know everyone was in the same boat. But I felt that we came back from the first lockdown in good shape, and obviously went on to win the double. So for me, that was probably one of the proudest moments so far. Who's the funniest member in the Chiefs dressing room? I would say someone like Ollie Devoto is very funny. Johnny Hill is very funny. They're very dry. Alec Hepburn, again, you can get him talking about a few stories. But those boys are pretty cool. Harry Williams, I do laugh at Harry Williams now and again as well. Do you see yourself as an open side flanker in the future? 100%. Hopefully next contract with Rob, I'll be asking to sign as a forward. So only, actually, like I said, only in matches. In training, I'll still train on the wing because I ain't doing balls or anything. Do you see? I've read that one. Cully Kiwi, if you had an opportunity to play Super Rugby in New Zealand, what franchise could you see yourself playing and why? I don't know. I've never really thought about playing over in there, or to be fair, like somewhere like Australia would be pretty cool, because of the heat. But and obviously now I'm looking at boys like Nick White that have flown back there and are playing. It's pretty cool, but you never say never. But maybe it's probably a bit too quick for me. You never know. Bilbo Bags, good name. What's your favorite position, flanker, wing, or fullback? Flanker. The rugby guy, Joe, was asked, is the rugby guy my best friend? He actually is my best friend. We actually go way back. So, yeah, he is my best friend. He's a good lad as well. You should follow on Instagram. Who was your role model and why? I remember watching the old boys like, Mike Tyndall, James Haskell when I was younger. They were I think they were about 35, 40, close to 40 when I was coming up as a kid. So obviously watching those lads. Again, not too much. I don't watch too much rugby, but someone like Jason Robertson as well. Obviously a lot of players looked up to him just because of what he did. But he was pretty electric, so maybe someone like that. Who's a better neighbour, Luke County or Jack Kendall? From Sandra Tilly, none. I'm actually looking to move, so I've had enough of them. Where do you get your tats from? From Civilized Tattoos in Exeter. Good friend of mine, Matt Butler's down there. Obviously, I know James Paul Lewis as well. But yeah, I probably won't go anywhere else in the world now. I'll make sure I stick with those lads. How did you get into rugby? From Aaron. Aaron, if I'm perfectly honest, I hated it at the start. I joined when I was a kid. I had a lot of energy as a kid, and Mum thought it'd be a good idea. I absolutely hated it. Soon started to love the game. Got to know the boys that I was playing with, and then kind of followed the traditional steps to come up and do what I'm doing now. Aaron Hinkley, what is a FUPA? I possibly couldn't say this on this stream, to be honest, but if anyone else knows what a FUPA is, maybe they could comment, but I will not be saying it. Shall I grow an LCD mullet or a rat's tail? Mate, whatever you want. I would obviously go rat's tail. Mullet's been done. Market is flooded at the moment. But yeah, go rat's tail. Sam Dormond, why are you such a fire pussy? I'm not getting into this right now. Again, I possibly couldn't talk about this on a live chat. But maybe one day when I'm retired and I can't get in trouble, maybe we'll talk about it, but I doubt it very much. Proudest achievement from Lewis. I think maybe, obviously representing my country, playing Lions, stuff like that is pretty awesome. But and obviously like winning the cups and stuff for Chiefs, pretty sick. But I think for me, proudest achievement for me is my 2 little girls. Never thought I'd have kids young, or especially 2 girls. I've always wanted a boy. Maybe I'll have a boy in the future. But I think just growing up with them and watching them grow as well is obviously pretty special. So that's probably up there my best achievement.